Welcome to Book Club The Yappening, a podcast where we discuss books and yap about life as we please. We want to make sure this remains a safe space, so please see the description for trigger warnings and helpful links below. A reminder, we will be spoiling this book, so pause, go back to read, and come back to yap. Welcome, yappers!
Yappers!
To the second Dungeon Crawler Carl podcast.
Yes.
Welcome, yappers.
Welcome, yappers.
Get out there and yap, yap, yap.
Yap, yap, yap. I still love, just... So, me and Nick have definitely read the second book, which obviously, Nick, interject whenever you have facts to bring in, because I'm a terrible note taker. I'm on book 5 right now, so it's like I had to go back, re-listen to the second book, and really try not to put anything in the other books into this, my notes here.
Yeah.
So, did you share your notes?
Yeah, and for audio listeners, that was me taking, me showing off my physical notes.
It's because he was inspired by Lindsay, who brought us September House and her very dramatic
note-taking. I love it.
Script flipping.
Definitely that, and not trying to be on my phone too much at work, so I have an actual notebook in which I write either reviews or actual, stories or ideas in. I don't know who you are.
Oh, I thought it was going to be your brother.
No. No, I write actual notes down, but I also just like the freedom of, now I can write sideways or do little arrows to, clarify something.
Mm.
And again, so I'm not on my phone every few minutes when I should be working.
Because, that's what I was doing.
Because I obey the rules.
Mm.
I obey the rules. Do you yell at people when they break the rules?
I am not a rebel.
You're not.
And
What's your pin today, Nick?
Pin today. What's the pin of the week?
That's my rebel again.
Love that.
Because there's a scene where Carl inspires, not an uprising, but he encourages anarchy. And I didn't write that down. I should have, because it's a good quote, and I hear it on TikTok all the time.
Anarchy, my dear.
More towards closer to the middle when they're on the talk show. I can always pull it up.
Oh yeah, I also briefly fell asleep listening to that. Which like I said, Nick's gonna interject as much as possible so that he can fill in the gaps that I've missed, because I'm trying my absolute best.
I got notes, digital and analog.
Yeah, so we're gonna, we said in the prior video, if you haven't watched it, we're split. We're doing, Nick does one, I do the next, and that's how we are going henceforth.
Tag team.
So we're tag teaming this, so it's very helpful. So let's jump right in. Welcome, crawlers, to level 3. 3 hours and 35 minutes until the second floor collapses. They're already down the stairs. Carl and Donut are in awe of the nebulous sky above them. Carl, our king of sus, shoots a rock from his slingshot up into the sky, and sure as shit, the rock bounced off the ceiling, and he states it's just projected and not real.
Mm.
Before them, a plush red carpet leads them to a familiar door, and inside a hot, tall drink of a man stands before them. Less of a man, more of an incubus, with wings and horns and a barbed tail. But it's clear he's sexy AF. Even Donut is simping. The incubus's name is Mordecai.
She wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
Yeah, no,
and that is a boomer-ass line.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just as a bed snacker, but I mean,
I hate the crumbs in my bed, but
I do
sometimes I can't
too.
resist laying in bed.
But sometimes you're gardening and you just need a little munchie.
Was that what we're calling it? Gardening with what seed?
You know what seed? Well, not that one.
I told you. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Gardening is stoning.
Oh, I was thinking it the other way.
I'm aware. I caught that when you said seed.
Okay, gardening
I was
is
like
edible.
I was like, grass seed.
Okay. We could cut that out if we need
No,
to.
it's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
They know what you're about, girl.
Do you need to interject, or we're good to go?
No, I was just looking up Incubus the band to see if I could make any references, but
I love that.
I don't know enough other than Santeria.
That's... Yo, was that a joke?
Yes.
Okay. Was it really?
No.
Incubus does not sing that song.
I don't know who
Hang on.
Pause for factual checking.
No, I know for a fact it's not Incubus.
In my defense, it is widely known that
It's Sublime.
Sublime. Okay, I kind of missed. I grew up during the mid 2000s, but I kind of missed most of the like emo pop punk phases most people had. So I truly don't know the difference between Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco.
Okay. I mean, I definitely, obviously, from the blue hair and piercings and stretched ears, no one is surprised that I was definitely an emo kid. But yeah, like Sublime was like a little bit before me, just a little tiny bit, but I was in it. But like Incubus was solidly in middle school, but I very much enjoyed them.
Okay.
Like middle school freshman year.
Apologies to music heads out there.
I can't be a fan because I don't know if I know Incubus. But anyways,
You do. I am sure I could play a song, and I'm sure you would know. But that's beside the point.
But as you can tell, Mordecai now looks different. He is very smexy in his suit. Do you know what Mordecai was in the first book?
Like originally, or his different forms?
I know what his true form is, but his first form that Carl and Donut.
Ratman.
Ratman. So yeah, Ratman to hot ass Incubus.
Well, Ratman to Bugaboo to hot ass Incubus.
There you go.
What the fuck's a bugaboo?
He's kind of a bear thing. I'm gonna say, remember, like you read the book as much as we have. He looks like that Chinese sun bear that looks like a man in a bear costume.
I do recall that happening because then I brought up the court case.
Yeah, that's to them that's a bugaboo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Rat to Bugaboo to Incubus.
So yeah, the Incubus is our beloved Mordecai from the first book, our dungeon guide, our shape-shifting king. So they basically go into a room with Mordecai after they see that Mordecai is the Incubus in front of them, and he unbuttons his shirt, loosens his tie. He's been waiting for them for a couple hours.
He's like me. He's uncomfortable in a suit.
Yeah, he doesn't like.
So he's like, I gotta get out of this, but not for any.
The bear suit.
The
sure, the bear suit.
just the suit as an Incubus. He's all debonair.
Yeah, he's in like a 3-piece basically.
Whoa.
But he's like, I don't like this.
That's so many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's looking fine as hell. This is where they get to choose their race and class. I won't add in all of the details, all of the stats, and all of the descriptions of the race classes. If you have anything you want to introduce, you can.
Mm-hmm.
They can choose one of them. I think the whole like race class section is such a great detailed moment. I'm just gonna encourage you to read it, and if you have read it, you know. But essentially, Donut ends up choosing the race cat because she wants to be a cat, doesn't want to change.
Oh.
And Carl is worried it might like change her back into just being a normal cat, but Donut just picks it anyways without even consulting. Picks it mid Carl asking the question if he's going to change back into a cat. Luckily, she does not change, but Mordecai is like, Donut, this is why we ask questions.
Just like the crown incident.
Yeah, right? That's a fucking crown incident. Mordecai is basically telling her to slow down, but anyways, Donut chooses the race cat, and she ends up choosing the class former child actor. One of the benefits of former child actor, and Mordecai knows this, is that she gets a manager. And that manager is their game guide, and this devastates Mordecai because he doesn't want to be a manager. However, Carl is fully aware of what the manager role is, even though he plays aloof, because Odette told him, and basically told him to get Mordecai locked into a manager role because he knows everything about the dungeons, and once Mordecai is their manager, he no longer has to play by the dungeon rules, saying that he's not allowed to give away too much to the crawlers because he loses access to the codex that all of the guides have access to, meaning he just can't have a question, search it, and then figure out how to guide them without telling them. He just has to do it through memory. But he is one of the most experienced dungeon crawlers from his time, and Odette stands by this. He's also a great alchemist. So she really encourages to do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in. They're taking advantage of Donut's propensity for jumping without thinking. So she says she's gonna just choose to be a cat, and goes to like mentally click accept. And so Carl goes, you need to make sure like you're not going to turn into like a regular cat, because right now you're not a cat anymore because you are talking. And Mordecai goes, don't worry, I said it so she like keeps her old class. She doesn't choose cat. Like she chooses not to choose, basically. So then they're like, okay, here's all these classes and stuff, and they're going to choose Artist Alley because they get discounts on wares. They get a bonus when they like create something, it goes into the shop and people buy it. They get like a bigger cut of that. But Donut goes at the last second, chooses former child actor, and that was intentional because they get the manager perk, but to make it look like it was Donut just being off the top of her dome. Because if Carl did it intentionally, Mordecai would never forgive him. But Mordecai sees Donut as like a cat,
that child.
So it's like, oh, she can't help it. She's just being herself, and he can forgive that, Mordecai.
Yeah, because Mordecai, he holds grudges, so he'll be a little mad that Donut did this thing, but he considers her a child, so he's more forgiving.
But yeah, he can no longer access all the data and stuff, but the only rule is he cannot interfere with mob fights or boss fights. But he can go out into the real world. He leads them around. He's great with alchemy. He before he was a Crawley, he was a mycenologist, I think. So study of mushrooms, of fungus.
Oh, okay.
I will say for you, since you just you're not ahead, did they mention Mordecai's true form? I don't remember, because I know what he is, but I don't know when I knew what he is.
I feel like that's in the first one. He was originally a skyfowl.
Yes, he's a skyfowl, so that's his original form. So to describe skyfowls, they're like, think of, I don't like, cause all I can think of is like the bird people from Zelda, where they're like standing and tall.
My thought, but I think they're maybe more a little duck-like.
Probably, because like in this book they mentioned the skyfowls have like hands, but they're like on the tips of the wings. I don't know if it's like this wing or like the shoulder part of the wing.
I think it's like how an anthropomorphic, like someone from Zootopia would like handle things. Okay. They can grab things with their feathers in a way that is unnatural for birds to actually do. But no, he says at one point he's taking them around the shops and says the skyfowl, like, they will try to
swindle you if you're not skyfowl.
And then a skyfowl says, hey, I take offense to that. But Mordecai is basically like, no, I was you a long time ago. I'm you but better. And so don't cite the magic to me. I was there when it was written.
Yeah.
I'm just showing all the internet metaphors, all the memes. Anyway.
Continuing.
What about Carl?
We're still going to continue on with our donut for a minute.
Okay.
So our Queen Donut is now a cat and a former child actor. Carl's turn is next, and he has 398 choices for his race selection. Also, they have like 3D screens to show what they will become, so you can literally become like, think of like you as a person. Once you choose the race, you become that. So say if you want to be like the cat person from Skyrim,
the Khajiit.
Yeah, you're going to transform into that after this. They have to be very careful because they still have to think about their viewers. So anything unsightly, for example, like a goblin, they're not going to want Carl on their TV shows because they don't necessarily like that race. A lot of people don't.
They're not TV pretty.
Not TV pretty. And a lot of people don't like them. You can't go into certain places because of it. So this is one example where they have to be very conscious about what race they're going to pick. A lot of it is because that's one of the first things that they present to Carl is like, this would be like the best for your stats. But he's like, ew. They go through the options. Carl ends up choosing the primal race. The galaxy considers them gods and like the boogeyman of the universe. They're basically the fable that mothers tell their children to scare them into doing things.
Long lost alien race that they can't even comprehend or picture. So he like does
the first of the universe.
He stays a human because they don't know what the primals look like. So he skirts around it a bit. Like he's no longer human, but appears human.
Yeah, so he basically gets to stay human.
And
like
he gets a strength boosts, dexterity,
Yeah,
charisma.
Yeah.
No, he lacks charisma, which Donut makes up for.
Yeah, so they get like a bunch of good stats. I think there's one thing where Adet told them to get a Pathfinder skill. This one doesn't have quite a Pathfinder skill, but it has something close enough. So his race is primal. He chooses compensated anarchist because our king loves to blow shit up.
Okay.
Which helps with like the explosions and stuff like that, like his bombs and yada yada. A few things to know about the third level of this dungeon is that it's the size of Arkansas. It has multiple villages. They have no names to these villages. It is tiny, medium, large. It is also called the Overcity. The whole area is just called the Overcity, I think.
Yeah, so there's 6 levels because we had mentioned in the last one that 3, 6, 9, Dan, you find 12, 15, and 18 are all interconnected story-wise. So basically every time they reach one of those levels, they move like a level down within that system. So it's like 6 levels of Skyrim going down to a new level, and then a level beyond that, then a level beyond that. So they're moving down as they go.
Mordecai mentions that like you're literally moving down into the earth.
And he mentioned something about a volcano. I think the entire this like land is inside of a volcano, so it's probably gonna get like hotter, darker.
Yeah, and he says
weirder.
that's a problem for later, essentially some other floor.
It's me as I get older.
It's a problem for later.
No, hotter, darker, weirder.
I mean, mine works too.
that was.
Did I mess something up?
No, you're good.
Okay. The prompt for future Carl.
But yeah, Mordecai does say that the large cities have the best trading outposts and try not to trade in the current city that they're in. He directs them to a city over yonder that will have it better. Like you said, he can leave rooms and walk through them around the dungeon. Also, a downfall to this is that every safe room that they go into, that Donut goes into specifically, Mordecai will be teleported into it unwillingly. Our king doesn't love that. And he doesn't love being a manager. He just wants to be a guildmaster in his level, and only has a couple more floors until he gets to be free, I think once he gets to the 4th floor, he technically can leave. Like, he's free from his servitude.
Yeah.
So... another thing to know about the NPCs, Mordecai tells us that all of the NPCs in the village in this floor are made by Boren. And they are, all living creatures, and their memories get wiped every time a new season, starts of Dungeon Crawler. They're living organisms owned by Boren and can't leave the dungeon at all. They have very strict laws about it, when it comes to the NPCs. Another thing to know is that tourists from the galaxy do travel into the dungeon for funsies, and a lot of that is on the 18th floor where they can drink and gamble and have fun. However, no crawler has made it to the 18th floor yet. So Mordecai can't really talk to them about that. Mordecai...
I have no idea.
No idea. Mordecai does warn them before he leaves the party that there is no stealing, no killing NPCs, no hurting NPCs, not doing anything law-breaking because there is no prison. It's just a death sentence, and you can't even bribe the guards with gold. Because, Skyrim, I'd be just take my gold. They continue to talk more about different floors, but again, I'll leave that out because listening to the book is literally amazing. But if you want to add things about the other fucking floors, you can. Didn't need a swear there, but I did.
Oh no. Shit. What do we do now?
What do we do now?
God damn it.
God damn it, motherfucker. Another thing to note is that monsters are extremely dangerous at night. They roam the day and night, so there is like a light cycle. And he says to stick to the path at night. Most ideally be in a fucking safe room by that time. Especially since they're at a low level, because they didn't get to level up too much towards the end of the second floor. Is it the 4th floor then?
Third.
Third. Okay. Mordecai doesn't want them out at night because he doesn't think they're ready, and he says not to do it until he gives them the okay. And then Mordecai, our lovely king, is beelining it to the bar, telling them not to go to a safe room for about 2 to 4 hours, and to do some leveling while they head to the next town over, because obviously Mordecai doesn't want to be teleported into a safe room just yet. So the party is moving on, Mordecai is drinking, and Donut and Carl go on their way to level up. On the road, they try to train baby Mongo, but he is impatient and doesn't want to listen when he gets excited. They get a ring from Zev. Donut greets, "Hi, Zev." "Hi, Zev!" Zev informs them that no one else has selected the same races as them. Donut inquires when they're going to be going on a show next because Donut loves being on TV. Zev tells her the floor is about 8 days, but they already knew that because Mordecai told them, and so did the AI after the second floor collapsed, informing them that she's working on a deal for the 4th night, and it's still to be decided. After the call, Donut has to ask Carl what a cat girl is, and what the hell a werecat is, and it sounds like werecats need to learn to commit. Because there are people that choose cat races, and, like, I don't know what a fucking werecat is. I don't know if you change into a werecat. No idea.
I would assume it's, like, a werewolf, but...
Cat,
yeah.
If you don't turn into, like, an actual cat, you turn into a anthro-cat.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of a knot, you get spikes.
Yes. Don't look it up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, nasty. But I understand now. As they were talking, a monkey wearing a painted skull of a human throws a...
Lemur.
Oh, I get that.
Okay.
Because they
Let her cook.
They called it a monkey thing, I think, at first.
They probably don't recognize it at first because it's wearing a skull.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, so, no, you're good. You're right, though, because, I'd be 2 truths and a lion.
Mm-hmm.
So a painted human skull, and he throws a knife at Carl, missing his head. It bounces off his chest. The AI informs him that this is a former Grimaldi circus performer, and it's a juggling lemur. They juggle balls, pins, and knives, and I think we know where this is going. 4 more lemurs appear. Mongo snarls. Donut says no. Trumpets and chimes begin to sound in Carl's head, and his vision dances with images, and a quest has been added to their journey. Their goal is to find the ancient Grimaldi circus, and to end it, they try to call Mordecai to see if this is something they should go do or not, because they never really explained quests at the time. Like, they knew they existed, but didn't explain, like, the importance of them. And Mordecai messages back that he should go and try to figure out his face, because Mordecai is currently shit-faced.
It's been 20 minutes.
It's been 20 minutes.
Honestly.
Incubi are weak to alcohol, though. And
really weak to alcohol.
He's like, oh, I can leave because I couldn't normally as a guide. I can leave now? Cool, I'm gonna go have a drink. Oh shit, I'm an incubi. Oh.
Also probably mourning his forced managerhood.
He's messaging them, figure out your face, but then it might have just been an accident. Stupid brother, mom always loved you more. Well, who's the dead one now?
Yeah, he does say that. It's so fucking funny.
Whoa.
Because there's way more to it. I love Mordecai. Listen, Mordecai is my pansexual dream.
Okay.
I fucking love Mordecai. Every version of Mordecai so far.
I think, well, Katya's probably also your...
I love Katya! We're gonna get to her. She's my queen. She's my everything. I'd marry Katya.
Mordecai is your pansexual king. Katya is your pansexual queen.
Yeah,
blessings.
Oh.
And you are their plaything.
Cool.
Oh, yes.
Good for you, girl.
Cut that. Anyways, you don't actually cut that. We're fine.
Don't.
Okay, we did that. We did that. We did that. Okay. There's a safe room nearby that they can see, and they start running to it. I think you're Jason. Carl pulls out a boom jug to throw at the lemurs, and then suddenly a giraffe is running at them, covered in lemurs. After a few more turns, Carl tries to cast fear because Mordecai tells him to cast fear more because it becomes a powerful spell later on. However, AI informs Carl that scary creatures are immune to fear, and a slender man crowned at 11 feet appears. They like to make balloons out of intestines, and the AI states that they run their asses straight. Oh, but wow, I worded that weird. So the AI states that the clowns like to make balloons out of the intestines.
Oh.
Yeah. So Carl and Donut run their asses straight to the safe room. It looks like this one actually looks like a tavern, and unlike the other safe rooms, it's styled like a Renaissance festival pub. There's only 5 rooms. They have to actually purchase their rooms this time, but it's okay because Carl and Donut both have like 10k in gold together. Mordecai poofs in with his pants down, 2 women and their grandmother in front of him. Mordecai claims that there's enough of him to go around and that their gram should start first. The woman at the bar tells Mordecai to sheath his sword because it's a family establishment, and he yells at them that they weren't supposed to go into a safe room. It's only been 20 minutes. Incubus are weak when it comes to alcohol, so he got drunk very fast. He ends up throwing up and passing out on the ground as he's getting dressed. And the person behind the bar asks if that's their manager. Carl says, yup. She says, you're so dead. Carl says, yup. Also, Mongo is growing quickly. So every time Mongo levels up, he's turning from his baby velociraptor, and he's just growing into his size every time he levels up. So Mongo's growing quickly. He's becoming jewel-toned. He's level 3, nearly doubled in size. They open their loot boxes while Mordecai is snoring in his own vomit. Again, I won't list all the rewards they receive, so if you have any rewards listed out, by all means.
Yeah, I don't know if this is now or later. I think this is when they get the cat tree and
This is the cat tree.
and a scented candle. Donut gets that. Carl gets a complete set of Louis L'Amour books, which are like Western pulp novels that his dad had. Carl read them as a kid, so he's just got like, here's some nostalgic things to remind you of the home you no longer have. And Donut wants the cat tree to be put together, and Carl says, later.
Yeah, later. So he pushes it off. So, Donut gets a new spell called Clockwork Triplicate, and she casts it on Mongo, and all of them are dangerously real, and like they multiply, and they can all attack. They're real until the like spell runs out, and Donut gets a cat tower and a candle. She asks Carl to build it and light the candle. It reminds her of Beatrice. Obviously, that happens later, like he said, because Carl's like, we got shit to do. Not like that. Carl's really gentle about it. He's like, I just don't want to do it. It's like the very adult, like, I really don't feel like doing this right now. Can we do it later, please? So it's that's how the moment feels.
Yeah.
It's like, we literally ran from death, and we have to go back out there.
I don't have the spoons.
That's so true.
Carl got some books because our king loves to read, and while Mordecai is still passed out, they try to wake him up, but every time they get close to wake him up, his tail raises like a barbed cobra. So they left him there and they decided to go explore a little bit more to see what this quest is. They see a lemur, and Donut decides it's a great idea to sneak up on it. Unfortunately, her bell on her collar notifies the lemur. She slashes at it, not really killing it, but Mongo jumps to take it out. Donut gets worried over Mongo, and then there's this like really moment where Carl like is super worried about Donut getting hurt, so he scolds her, saying that you don't risk your life for a pet. He immediately regrets that statement because Donut looks dejected, like he slapped her, and the conversation changes fast, and Carl's grateful for it because he feels really bad about making that comment, but he thinks that Donut is different, and she's more than just a pet.
Yeah.
I wrote down that least relatable Carl has ever been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is a trend on TikTok right now, or I mean, meme, I don't know. Would you unalive a child if it meant your pet got to live longer? And then the only stitch I've seen is Anakin Skywalker turning on his lightsaber when he's about to kill all the younglings.
I'm not that deep into the Star Wars movies.
He basically kills all of the baby Jedi.
Why?
That are at school. Because Anakin becomes Darth Vader.
Oh.
So it's like his path to evil was
Yeah.
to kill all of the...
I didn't finish Revenge of the Sith, but I think it's the Jedi need to die, so a better system can take its place.
Yeah, I don't know the lore behind it. I
Yeah.
just remember it happening as
I
a
killed them
thing.
all, including the younglings.
I would die for my pet. I'm just saying, they bring me so much joy.
Yeah, Donut uncharacteristically moves on from that comment rather quickly.
I think it still like hits her, but she does move on.
Carl keeps noticing that she is maturing rather fast.
Yeah,
like she still acts like a child and kind of ditzy and stuff. It's mostly for the camera, but she has moments of showing growth. So I think to some extent she knows like he didn't mean that because I am no longer a pet, but
Right.
he's kind of a older human. He's stuck in his ways.
Yeah, and then I would say Donut's the type of person where you have that person that like is hurting inside, but then like they're not showing it. Like doesn't move on positively. So she's very much like that. Even in this moment when she goes to jump on the beam to go sneak up on the lemur, he's like, she's so gonna be so noisy, and then he's really impressed by how quietly she got up to it. So there's a lot of moments like that.
She's not completely reckless, just maybe doesn't think things through all the way.
Yeah. As they do more traveling, they hear haunting circus music nearby. They find 3 dead humans. Carl realized it was meant to be a trap. They were all killed by lemurs. The remaining loot on their... It's because I was speaking, writing these notes. So they do notice that maybe it wasn't... Their complete party didn't die. So they're wondering if somebody else is out there, which will come up later. But they do end up looting what's remaining on their bodies because they were hastily, like, looted, which is why he thinks that there's other party members. But they take a couple rings that boost their stats and stuff like that.
Carl grabs an anklet. I don't know. I remember if it had any special properties, but just looking at the description, the AI is like, toe rings are hot, anklets are gaudy, so keep that in mind before you put it on.
And Carl doesn't put it on his foot, does it? He puts it on his fingers to spite the AI.
No, he gives it to Donut. He's like,
I guess I thought there were a couple. Yeah, because he gives the wooden bead. It's like wooden beads, right? That he puts around Donuts.
I think so.
Which comes up later.
Wood oak or something. Yeah, he's like, hey, you might want to wear this, and she's like, an anklet? No way. Well, you're already wearing a bell, so let's just see what happens. And she puts it on her back leg, and her hair kind of covers it up.
Carl feels bad for looting them, also, but it is what it is. The music is still going on in the background. Manga is level 4 after doing some more killing. They end up finding the circus. They see a lot of short, large clowns. Think freak show, kind of like how it's like the posters are posted. Like the circus tents. All I can think about is like the freak show advertisements. It's kind of what's lined on the wall.
Bearded
like
lady,
American
wolf
Horror
boy.
Story
Yeah.
freak show.
By the way, side note, I love I'm not a big like super gaudy person, but boy do I love a circus theme thing. Like they're at Bed Bath and Body, they have like a little circus like bag. I love that shit so much. I knew better than to buy it because I'm like, I'm never gonna bring this out in public. I would love to, but love circus themed stuff. Anyway, side note. What?
No, just Nick's face. It makes me happy.
That's good. That's good that your husband makes you happy by looking at him. One of the posters posted is a wanted traitor. It's of an elf woman. It's like an elf woman on the poster. One of the clowns ends up going up to go pee on it.
Whoa.
I forget what it was, but it's just one of Grimaldi's circus members that's taking a piss on it. Also, side note, not that it really matters in this floor because the AI doesn't get pissy, but they remove the peeing in the bathroom rule. So, like, if they go piss on a wall, an elemental's not going to immediately summon to kill them. But they're like, please don't make us regress. Like, we're going to remove this rule, but please don't make us go back to it.
That's crazy.
We're going to trust you now. Don't ruin it.
Wild.
Many descriptions later, Mordecai chimes in, and he doesn't seem to remember anything that happened from being drunk. They explain the situation they're currently in. Mordecai...
Did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go.
No, it was truly nothing because Mordecai messages in and Carl goes, "How's your head?" And Mordecai goes, "I haven't had any come." Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what happens. So by all means, do that. It's great.
I know I could just jump in verbally. I'm trying to be a little more.
Because I do look down and I look at Brittney a lot, so I don't necessarily always.
I think with you, I'm trying to get your attention. With Brittney, I know I'm not going to get her attention with a hand.
Yeah. So yeah, that does happen, and that's why I mentioned that because it's fucking great. He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Whatever. Like, let's move on."
Yeah, we're on a quest right now. Leave us alone. You shouldn't be doing a quest. You should have woken up.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. It's like, well, we wouldn't have fucking done this if you had told us not to. I love Carl so much. Just his lines. I wish I had half of his lines in here. If I have more time in the next one, I'm gonna fucking put his lines in here. But they explain the situation. They're currently in. Mordecai tells them they're in way over their heads right now, and they need to get back to the safe room immediately. There are a ton of mobs, so they try to sneak their way out. On their map, they can see kind of red dots of like aggroed enemies or enemies that are going to attack them. They end up having to fight their way out through the streets. Suddenly, an explosion has all three of them like on the ground. Mongo's health is super low. You know, Dominant donuts. Wow,
I'm appalled.
Mongo is appalled.
Everyone's appalled. Donut heals Mongo. God, it flicked up.
Oh no, not a Brittney. Nick, beatbox, go.
Bam, bam. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't ready.
It's okay, I got it.
Always be ready to beatbox, my guy.
Stay beatboxing, ain't gotta get beatboxing.
That's so true, honestly, and I've always said that.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so they all got exploded on the ground. Get back up. The circus is firing magical mortars at them now. What?
Get back up. Get knocked down again.
Literally. Circus firing magical mortars at them. They fall into a basement because they're like on top of like a wood platform, so the mortars break it and they fall into a basement-like place. Donut is a cat, obviously.
She is?
Yeah, totally, yep. She leaps out of the basement-like room to try to puddle jump them. She has a spell called puddle jump, and like it can teleport people around.
So Misty Step.
Yeah, basically that, but she has to have a line of sight. It's kind of, so these moments are really cute to me because think of Mongo, like obviously like your pet, and so every time Donut leaves Mongo's line of sight, he's panicking. Think of like Butters, like, but more aggressively so. So like Carl has to kind of like, she's okay, she's near, she's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, Mongo.
She goes into the bathroom to do her business, and Mongo's like scratching at the door.
Yeah. So basically that.
There's a point where they have to go into like a little contraption that bathes them like almost instantaneously, just very quickly. And you know, he goes in there and he tries to run back out because that's not where his mommy's at.
Mm-hmm.
It is very sweet, but also he's a velociraptor.
I know. So it's so cute. It's just cute.
Cute little death machine.
I did right. I'm like, Mongo freaks out because mommy isn't there with him. Suddenly, and it's cute because Donut will be like, Mama's coming back. Like, so Donut is a mother. I love it.
I'm a mother.
Suddenly, Donut hops back in. She's freaked out. There's an elf lady standing there from the poster just waiting for them to come out. Donut says she is tattooed and the tattoos are moving like creatures. This is it Serena Signet?
Serena Signet, yeah.
Yeah. Half Naiad, half high elf summoner. Level 60. She is an elite, powerful, one-of-a-kind enemies are elites. Side note, that's explained later, is that elites are also like NPCs. They're built and created by Borant. However, elites have pre-programmed thoughts that can be altered at any moment by the people who created them. They're made for the storylines. So this is the beginning of a lot of their storylines. And basically think of like a soap opera.
Okay.
So there are people, producers, that make these stories plan for the dungeon crawl, and they put them in level 3 to begin.
Okay.
And so people, their viewers, are watching these shows.
Like they're the main characters of
Yeah. So think of
the
separate
storyline.
shows, separate like soap operas or separate
yes.
like TV shows within the same dungeon crawler. Like Dungeon Crawler is a show for the universe, but then there's sub-genre shows and people will tune in. They air it probably different times where people will tune in to watch. It's also a good thing to be a part of because potential sponsors that are watching these shows will pick the crawlers they want to sponsor later on.
Got it.
When sponsorships become available.
Off the top of my dome, think about Supernatural, and then think about the Supernatural episodes that are just ghost facers.
Okay. I'm with it.
So when the elites, when the floor collapses, the elites continue that story during another floor. I forgot the actual number. They do state it.
They jump down to the 6th floor, and things will play out while crawlers are on the 4th and 5th floor.
Mm-hmm. So
like stuff will be happening.
Yeah, so people can still watch that TV show while the crawlers are still going down. So it's like
and then they will cross back over again every time it goes down.
And then there are situations where if dungeon crawlers are showing signs that they might mess up this pre-planned storyline, they'll try to end the crawlers quickly. Because if you kill off an elite on level 3, that's your show's done in the middle, like the first couple episodes of season 1.
Yeah, okay.
So
there's a level of improv. There's a level of characters interacting to influence each other, but if you go in the wrong direction, and end of scene for you, crawler.
Yeah, and it's expensive to make these shows too. Because imagine you're making a whole creature for the show, like a living creature. It's not a robot; it's a living being. Which I will state this now because I don't think really Carl touches on it too much in this book, but it is mentioned that like once you figure this out, Carl even has like heart for all the NPCs and stuff like that, and the elites and stuff because they're living, even if it's not underneath their own control. Hold on. So I also put in NPCs, unlike elites, once they're put into the dungeon, if they have manufactured memories, so NPCs, though they have manufactured, like, memories and they get restarted or, like, new memories, once they're in the dungeon, I think the term is autonomous, like, they can do whatever they want. Like, no one influences what the NPCs do after they're put into the dungeon.
Okay.
So that's good, but elites, if something's not going right, the showrunners will change the elites' memories right in time. Like, so they do end up going out to talk to her. Carl is suddenly very excited. He's very attracted to her. She does have horns and tells Mordecai immediately. Because Mordecai makes a mention earlier that don't talk with any girls that have horns, because most likely they're probably like...
If they have horns, stay away from them. And I was going to ask you if you want to wear your, like, Renaissance Fest horns.
You should have.
Damn,
I had forgotten it.
Wow. And I even have, like, new horns that I got.
And they actually don't go to talk to her because Mordecai says, like, stay away from her. Just by looking at her, Carl is enchanted.
Yeah.
And I will let you continue where you're at.
Yeah, so he's attracted to her. She does have horns, and he tells Mordecai immediately.
Horns and an elite, and he's like, oh, that's double trouble.
Yeah, and so Mordecai says, you're not charmed yet if you're talking to me, and what he needs to do is fracture his finger, but try not to tear it off, and it'll break the spell. So he does that. It does break the spell, and they tell her they want nothing to do with her and the circus, and she said it's already too late, and suddenly she unleashes a bunch of monsters, and a bunch of mob red dots are coming at them. So Carl and company get attacked by what they describe as Medusa-like lions. This whole scene is actually very detailed and cinematic. It's like a really good read. Like, it's probably a level you would enjoy, which I'm not putting in all the details here because it's a lot. So part of this is... Sorry, why did I do this? It's because I did not edit this. Oh. Anyway, so Signet, she has a sacrificial spell that's going to give her the ability she needs to go attack the circus with an army. Because her tattoos are moving and she can pull them off her body to make the army that she needs. So the only way she can actually do this is by taking one creature that she captured, I wouldn't say capture, but that she has influenced to kill another person. And, for example, all these lions needed to do was scratch Carl once, or, like, do a fatal scratch, and then all of his blood would leak out into Signet to do her magic to bring the tattoos out. She didn't expect Donut and Carl to completely run down these lions.
She has to choose which one's going to be the winner.
Yeah, she has to mark,
and if she's wrong, the spell is canceled out. Like, nothing happens. It's ruined.
Yeah, so she marked Carl for losing.
And that doesn't happen. She's very surprised by that.
Yes.
And I will say that Jeff Hayes has a very sexy voice for Signet. It is very surprising.
It's really sexy. You're gonna love the audiobook. It's a treat. Also, because he says, like, her voice is very seductive despite her face type thing.
She's supposed to be, like, kind of ugly, but, I don't know. I think fan art, lies.
It's, like, also not her true face type thing, I think. But then at one point, Carl rips out the heart of a lion. He's like, holy shit, I just ripped out the heart of a lion.
Which is, he's got the strength of, like, 6 men now, so, which is why Mordecai was like, hey, don't tear your finger off, you're, strong.
Yeah.
You're strong.
Signet is impressed and offers them to come back to her home for a drink and tell her about the story of Signet the Bastard. The Donut is like, a lady can be called a bastard? And Signet's like, yeah, it's not really discriminatory. Like, you can use it both for males and females. She gives, like, slight hints that she's been in love with Grimaldi. Like, she loves, like, Grimaldi is her greatest love, and shit went down, and Carl and Donut say they have to leave before night, so Signet says that she will meet them outside at this certain time tomorrow to bring them over to talk to them about her story and to continue the quest line, because, you know, Carl's curious. He's curious about the quest line, but Mordecai's like, no. Which is honestly probably accurate.
Do you talk about, like, the story of what happened with the circus?
I think later.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I won't jump in yet.
No, jump in now, because I don't know if I did.
Yeah, Serena's father had, like, just a lot of rumors about him. It said that he bedded over, like, 5,000 women. AI said that's probably an exaggeration because of his hair lip and his penchant for knitting. I think they're trying to imply, like, he had roommates.
No, never mind. I was like, you knit me a nice hat. I mean,
yeah.
Least I could do.
But she didn't have a great home life, and I think that's part of the whole storyline. She does run away to the circus. Trope. She's a child-ish, so she sees Grimaldi as a father figure, and then later on she loves him as something else.
And they do promise to spend their lives together.
Weird, but okay. Then the Cataclysm, I think is what it's called. These vines attack the circus, kind of encase Grimaldi, and then, like, I think he infects all the other circus performers around him. And I'm not sure if it's just the lions or all the creatures.
All of them. Besides for Signet.
If they're killed, the vines will return to the circus, and it's like they regrow. So, like NPCs, you know, you
bringing them back with the same memory is almost the same.
You go back to the same area, and, like, they're all doing the same thing over again. Like, no matter how much you attack, you can never, like, truly defeat them. But yeah, Signet is the only one to escape.
Yeah.
And so she has to attack it. She has to kill it to save the ones she loves, especially Grimaldi.
Not even just save, it's ending them. Like, killing them is what's going to save them type thing.
Okay.
So that's where she's coming
Ending their suffering.
Yeah, ending their suffering. Carl and Donut eventually make it back to the safe room. Mordecai is there. He scolds them, and Carl does give him... So Carl gave him a warning before coming in because he wanted to be respectful.
Hey, we're going to the safe room. You're going to poof away.
Yeah.
Have your pants up.
Type thing. He doesn't say that precisely, but he wanted to be respectful. However, he wishes he hadn't given him a warning, because if he knew Mordecai was going to be such an asshole, he wouldn't have given him a warning. Carl defends himself by saying that they tried to ask where to, or what they should do with the elite in the quest line, but he was too shit-faced to even tell them. Mordecai does apologize. Mordecai tells them to basically avoid all elites, because it could be a dangerous thing. Because obviously this is where he's explaining the showrunners and all that stuff, and how, like, if you make the wrong choice, like, you will pretty much die even not by the elite. Yeah, so I did do that. He explains the whole elites versus NPCs in this moment. And there's a lot of details. Why did I say this? I wrote, Carl does make a comment that there's one kid who ends up becoming... Okay, so this part. They're sitting down for the recap for the Dungeon Crawler show, because they get to see the recaps, and this is where everybody's, like, changing their races and classes, so they're showing everybody that's changed so far, and, so you find Hecla, who's an Amazonian woman, and they indicate that she is collecting a bunch of women. They're called... their daughters or something? I forgot. I even forgot her name just now.
How dare you?
What is her name again?
Hecla?
Hecla's daughters. So she's collecting women in the dungeon to her, and there's like a group of women.
Brynhilds.
There you go. And then you find there's a kid, I don't know the kid's name, but the kid chose to become like a full-ass adult and is woman by day, and what's the Skull Man from He-Man, I think?
Lady Skeletor.
Lady Skeletor by night.
And I did make a note that somehow I'm sure she still has breasts.
Probably.
But also...
Beastman versus Skeletor.
Completely changes the meaning.
It sure does.
I just looked up...
on one goat leg. She has one goat leg.
Brynhilder, a legendary shield maiden, and Valkyrie in Germanic and Norse mythology. So there's like just a lot of...
That's crazy.
Like references in here.
Wait, that again?
Legendary shield maiden and Valkyrie in Germanic and Norse mythology.
Remember that, because if that's what she's calling them...
That makes sense.
Book 3.
Okay.
Makes sense for book 3.
I also looked up the... just jumping ahead, the Kresu. Those are like also, I think, Vietnamese or maybe Filipino folklore. So it's not like he's pulling things off the top of his head, nor just pulling from D&D. He's pulling from like actual like legends and stuff, which is super cool.
By him, Matt Dinniman.
Yeah.
I figured.
So there's that. They do end up renting a room for the night for themselves, and they also rent a room for Mordecai, even though he just goes to the fucking bar. I don't know why I didn't put it there, because I'm pretty sure. I think this is the night that Carl ends up building the cat tree for Donut. And so when he's going to go simmer down for bed, he lights the he blows out the candle, and he can tell that Donut is pretending to sleep. She's just trying to feel familiarity of home. But then when he wakes up, she's right back on his like chest and neck, because that's how she likes to sleep when she's scared and stuff. So there's that as like the cute moment. Oh, I wrote it right there. I wrote it there. I said, Donut left the tower, crawl right up underneath his neck, her usual spot. Mongo also is nestled on top of Carl's legs in the middle of the night.
Oh my god.
So it's literally just the cutest, like, fucking scene ever.
I bet Carl's like a cripple now.
Mongo is still, like big dog sized.
No, I understand, but like when Butters used to like sleep right behind my thighs, or even Fig, it's like I cannot move. My body is dead now.
Oh, so not hurt, but also just the way you're sleeping.
Yeah, with
out.
two pets, like completely like because you can't move.
Yeah.
So you just get all stiff and icky.
Yeah.
The trio sets off on a new day. It is now 6 days until the floor collapses. They do agree to do everything that Mordecai says for the day because he does know what he's doing. But before they can even begin their day, they both get knocked unconscious and dragged to a new location. When Carl wakes up, Donut is missing. Mongo is missing too. Carl desperately calls out for Donut. She doesn't answer. He's afraid about being alone. You can tell she's still alive from the party notifications, and he can hear Mongo screeching. Suddenly, Signet is feeling him up. She's angry that he didn't come to meet them, meet her like he had promised. She's upset that he called her an asshole. Be fair, and he pretty much left. She feels like he gave her no choice but to put Donut underneath a lily flower spell. It keeps her sleeping. If anything happens to Signet, Donut will die. So basically, if Signet dies, Donut dies too. And Signet gets really pushy, like, we gotta go do this deal with circus. We gotta go deal with the circus type thing. And Carl's like, I can't do the circus thing. I can't help you figure that out without Donut. If you want me to help you, I need her. And he's like, well, she's like, you're gonna have to freaking figure it out without her. So Carl's like, Donut can't stay here. There's mobs around. There's other crawlers around. We need to take her somewhere safe. So he tries to lift her up, but the moment he lifts her up, her health starts dropping rapidly. So he puts her back down. Signet explains that, like, you can't remove a lily from its pond, like, type thing, like the water lilies. And so Carl really quickly builds like a shelter around her. And he's like, Mongo, and because Mongo's freaking out too because she won't wake up. And he's like, Mongo, this is the most important job you're ever going to have. You need to protect her. And he kind of understands.
Well, yeah.
So he stays, and then Carl goes off with Signet to the circus. Okay, this is where I'm gonna need your help because after Grimaldi's it gets kind of fuzzy. So, they get to the circus,
Not quite.
Not quite yet. So, they end up. I don't know if she put Heather underneath, like, knocked her out. Like,
she's
tied her
under.
up.
She's under a similar lily spell.
Yeah. So, Heather is a black bear with roller skates.
Good for her.
Part of Grimaldi's circus.
A clown hat,
Mm-hmm.
almost like a unicorn.
Yeah. So, Signet has her asleep and tells Carl that he has to kill her for his spell to happen. He does end up, like, killing her. He does feel guilty. But in a way, he's kind of freeing her because, like, Signet is like, thank you for, freeing her from this.
So she's got like worms coming out of her paws.
Yeah.
Carl messages Mordecai, and Mordecai's like, I don't fully know what's happening. Do not let the worms touch you. Worms touch him and try to, like, burrow under his skin, and he starts hearing the voices of the worms, like a parasitic hive mind kind of thing. He's able to get away. Worms go away. So I think I skipped mentioning in the first one, but he got a scratch off ticket. So he can either
a lottery ticket, yeah.
Yeah, shoot a fireball, like a level 15 fireball, or strawberry flavored custard, which will heal the target.
Oh, okay.
It's a 50-50 chance. He scratches it, and the custard comes out, but it heals Heather of the parasite.
Nice.
She becomes just a black bear again, doesn't attack Carl, but she's just like, I've done, like, he can see the horror in her eyes, the things she's done to her friends.
Oh, no.
So he does take her out as a mercy.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I just, because, like, it's heartwarming, or,
Yeah, I'm like, that's perfectly, because I couldn't remember. I think they talked.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It's just very heartbreaking.
The way that she goes out, but also just like, oh no, I got the custard. Oh, that was the cure all along.
Mm-hmm.
It's the custard we made along the way.
Yep. So yeah, he ends up doing it. Signet's tattoos come to life. He describes them as shrinkadinks, kind of like 2D paper creatures. There's something on the back drawn on the front. He's like, can't these things even fight? And she's like, yes, they can. So they end up, like, killing a bunch of the circus mobs, and they all run into the big top tent. And Signet can't go inside of it because she's banished.
Okay.
So she's like, Carl, you gotta go inside. They have tickets on them, so he gets a big top ticket. And she's like, you gotta go inside. You have to break 3 of the support beams to drop the tent to break the barrier to allow me in. And Carl can easily tell this is supposed to be like a 3 crawler, like, quest minimum.
It's a city boss, and
Yeah,
no
it's a
one
city
has
boss.
no one has beaten a city boss quite yet.
Yep, nope, they have all died trying to beat a city boss. So
Because it goes like borough, neighborhood, city. Maybe there's a town in between. State.
yeah.
And there's more beyond that, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and then so he does look at Signet. He's like, I'm gonna go in. If I die, you have to promise to let Donut go. And she's like, I promise. So he goes in. He's like, there's this clown, and he's like giving ice cream out. He's just like, ice cream. So it's really fun. There's nothing really like aggroed right now. So he goes to like fill in these gaps if I'm missing something. But all I remember is he goes to sit down next to Grimaldi, who is a vine, a giant encapsulated vine. And him and Mordecai spoke. And prior to this, he messaged Zev. And he's like, Zev, I need you to send a message to these people, which we don't know yet. So he's in the tent. He has a plan, kinda. He talks with Mordecai. Mordecai explains that the vine is a fungus. And its spores are essentially worms that infect people. And they made a concoction before, so it feeds on blood. So Carl poisons himself. And cuts his hand with one of the lemur blades and drips his poison blood onto one of the vines. So meaning the Grimaldi's poison now. And so Carl's like, Zev, I need you to send this exact message right now. And he is messaging I think it's Revenge of the Daughter.
The producers of the storyline, Revenge. Yeah.
Revenge of the Daughter is
So,
the show.
Hey, people running this particular storyline,
Yeah.
listen to this.
Yeah, so he's like having Zev message their producers. He's like, this is beginning on. I know exactly what you want her down in the lower floors, like through the hunting grounds. You want her doing crazier things down below. So here's my deal. Find a way essentially to get me out of this, like, type thing. Like, make it easy for her to get in here, I think.
We know you can, as producers, can't influence it, but if I get out of here, I was going to let you continue on from there.
Okay, yeah, so, like,
this is your show. I'm just...
I know. I was just like, so, he tells them, like, listen, if you make this happen, I promise you we will sign a sole contract that we will do your quest lines when we get down there. Because they have a lot of, like, Carl and Donut are one of the most watched viewers right now. He says that you guys, like, you got 20 minutes to, like, agree. If you don't agree, I'm going to take my anti-poison antidote and heal Grimaldi. And he'll die. Because, like, he's like, people are gonna be disappointed that I die, like, that Grimaldi dies, like, it's just, there's no good way out of this type thing.
You have the power to continue this story. Like, I'm putting it in your hands. If you want this to continue, you're gonna agree to my deal.
And they do agree. They're like, let's see what you got. Because he's the one planning this. So he ends up, after they agree, he ends up taking one of the ice cream cones from the clown, and he eats it. And it has the worms. So he's infecting himself with the fungal virus. So Grimaldi's talking through him. And so he has, like, maybe 5 minutes before he's fully controlled by Grimaldi, and he ends up exiting the tent.
He does have a spell, so he's not as influenced by mind control. So he has a little bit of control. He's not fully under its spell. So which is how he is able to get to Signet.
Yeah, and then Signet's like, I gotta kill you right now because you were stupid, because you're infected. But then he, like, convinces her, and then they start talking. Grimaldi talks through Carl, and he hates it. Because it's just, the voice acting is so great for it. But then he's like, you guys love each other. Talk this out. You haven't talked in years. So they do talk it out. Grimaldi's like, my love. And Signet's like, okay. And then Signet gets unbanished and is allowed into the tent.
Carl realizes that Grimaldi was able to get Signet out. The only reason she survived is because Grimaldi loved her back.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to point out that there is a reference to Todd Browning's Freaks, because Freak Show and whatnot, but one of the worms goes, "Gooble gobble, one of us."
Oh my god. That I didn't know.
Yeah. And real disappointing that we saw all the tattoos come to life when he gets back out of the tent. They're back on her body, like the time limit has passed. I'm sure we'll see them again, but
Yeah.
bummer.
So she goes into the tent, but yeah, Grimaldi is the one who got her to escape because obviously he knew it wasn't going to be good.
So he completed the quest line. Sorry to just jump back
Okay.
in. But he didn't defeat the boss, and he gets achievements for. I think I wrote it down here. I'll look for it. He completes the quest, which is points. Doesn't defeat the boss, which is a goddamn disappointment. What a goddamn smear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're like, what the hell? Like, we wanted action. But, so, Donut's awake. So, he's getting notifications that Donut's health is getting dangerously low. And she has a new trait called Cockroach. And when she dies, it revives her, essentially, and gives her a little bit of health points. So, Mordecai notifies him that the Cockroach spell has been activated.
Mm-hmm.
So, he hightails it back to Donut. Come to find out that the shelter he actually built to protect Donut, I think it's getting attacked by, like, these robo-cleaners.
Yeah, the,
urchins?
Yes, sea urchins. I think there are rats in the first one, and whatever the, grub were in the second one. They're the cleaners of the floor. So they clean up the dead bodies to make it not littered with corpses.
Yeah, and, like, anything else, like, scrap that's left behind between crawlers, they're little sea urchins that, like, do it, but since Mongo is trying to protect Donut, Mongo is attacking, so the urchin is just stabbing them with their spikes.
I actually thought them I thought they were street urchins, so like kind of children-esque.
Yes.
They could be sea urchins.
Right. I don't know. I'm thinking sea urchins. Now I'm so curious. My brain was like sea urchins because of the spikes.
Yeah, when you
that
initially said
would make more
urchins,
sense, actually.
Like
I
was
Google
like,
this now. Hold on.
I also immediately thought children.
Well, I think also my in the first book review, I said I have a lesbian wife and 2 street urchins at home I need to feed.
That's so true.
Spiky janitor mobs meant to consume corpus and debris.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think you're right, because they call them street urchins, yeah.
Or are they street urchins?
Also, just to jump in while she's looking stuff up, Carl is, he has a... Yes?
Sorry, they look like knee-high tumbleweeds covered in 15-inch black spikes. There we go. So that's where my sea urchin idea came in.
Carl has a chip on his shoulder against the circus because one of his few good memories he has with his mom was when she took him to the circus when he was like 4. The smell of the cotton candy, the popcorn, all the plastic, and the wood that's been like used over and over. Like, it's just such a comforting memory for him. Also, he drops his hot dog on the ground, picks it up, and eats it. So it's such a touchy memory for him, but then looking around at this nightmare, he's like, you have you've tainted this memory. So I'm like extra pissed now.
Yeah, so like another side note, because I did write notes for that, where it's like, because to put a little bit more detail into it, it's a time when his mother had temporarily separated from his father, and they went to southern Texas. I believe that's where her family's from. And she takes him to a carnival, and it's just one of his fondest memories. And it was until their dad came back and found them and dragged them away from Texas. Another thing, what was the other thing? They had gotten 2 trees, like little baby trees from the circus, because that's what they used to hand them out to people who visited. And they planted the 2 trees, and his mother said to him, all it takes is a seed to make something like grow, basically. And years later, when he's an adult, after both of his parents have passed, he went to go look at his grandparents' house, because that's where they planted them, because it's no longer in the family. They sold it after they died, so he no longer has ties to it. But he sees these 2 trees have fully grown.
Aww.
So that's where that memory goes. So it's so sweet. But anyway, so he hightails it back to Donut. He clears the mobs. He can't heal Mongo. I forget why, but then Mordecai gives him a concoction to heal him.
It needs to be you can't use the regular healing potion because he's a pet.
Okay.
It needs to be a pet heal, but because Mordecai had gotten the barkeep drunk
Oh yeah.
and gave him a potion, so he passed out. Then went into the back. All the NPCs get a newsletter because they don't have access to like that codex.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some new patch notes, basically. And he doesn't get those either, so now he has to steal these newsletters to read them. He also steals a bunch of herbs so he can like create potions.
Yeah.
And again, the only rule is he can't like help fight against mobs and stuff. He can steal ingredients and make potions and stuff.
So yeah, so he gets that. He heals Donut. And he's just, like, kind of cradling her at that point. She's like, what the hell did I miss? Like, I'm awake. Like, what the hell? I boosted, like, how many levels? Why are you higher than me? Like, what did I miss? Type shit. And there's this very cute moment at the end of that chapter where Kyle's just so relieved to have them both safe that he's like, this is my family now. Like, everything else is gone. B's gone. Like, everyone's dead, but my family is right here. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, Carl! I almost cried like twice during
Aw.
that scene because it's just done so beautifully. Like the scene. Oh
Yeah.
And then okay, this is where I'm gonna need help because this is where my notes like officially end. So I know they leave that, and they do end up going on that show.
All right, I'm hijacking with information.
Yes.
This is probably weird for that. Okay, so they get back to the safe room. They go to a different town, so they see like the Desperado Club. Carl and Donut both have a pass. They got from one of their early boxes, and
they got a coin. They're rich. And Desperado.
Yeah, one of Carl's rewards is like a 10,000 chip coin for the club, and Donut is excited. I've always wanted to go to a club. I need to dance and drink Dirty Shirley's.
Mama needs a night out.
Yeah,
Good for her.
So they go to the safe room and open up their boxes and stuff. That's where you find out Carl gets like an achievement for Yellow Belly Chicken Shit for you didn't kill a boss, but then he also gets like a pacifist loot box.
Oh, is Ellie in the Desperado Club?
Ellie? I don't think so yet.
Okay, yeah, continue.
Donut gets fang caps that don't quite fit her, but they do fit Mongo. So Mongo clacks his teeth and electricity shoots out.
Nice.
Oh yeah, he gets electricity teeth.
It doesn't hurt him, but he freaks out like, what the hell is that?
And then he has fun with it after that.
Carl's like, okay, we're gonna do some shopping soon. First thing I'm gonna buy is pants. Now let me open my loot boxes.
Oh, he really needs fucking. After the urgence, he's like, I really need fucking pants. Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, he's like, I really need fucking pants, and Mordecai is dying. I fell asleep waking up to Mordecai laughing his ass off because he's like, you gotta stop asking for the things that you want.
Carl gets an upgrade. It'll randomly upgrade one of his gear, and it upgrades his boxers. So it's called free balling. 100% buff to attack originating below the waist, and all skills from below the waist train 100% faster, so long as you're only wearing one layer of clothing. So he can't put on pants now because he loses that buff.
It's a really good fucking buff.
He could just lose the underwear, right, and put on the pants.
No, he needs the underwear.
You said one layer of clothing.
Don't jump ahead. Yes, but it already gives him like a plus to his stats, so he'd be losing like double the amount of stats, double the buff, in the buff.
The heart boxers are staying, baby.
There's 649,000 crawlers left. I just like to note like how many people have
perished,
died.
Yeah,
dungeons.
Stores don't have unlimited money, so they need to visit 5 stores to unload everything that they have. Relatable. Yeah, they go to the Desperado Club. I think there's like a shop or just like a chill area, more the club area, music pulsating. But they can draw a circle around their head and they get like a bubble where they can speak to each other.
Yeah,
and,
so it's like quieter.
Yeah, it's what everyone, half the people in the club want, is to be able to communicate with each other easily. The different levels, there's the casino, the hunting grounds, Guildorama, which is rogue themed guild rooms, so some of the more like sneaky, unsavory guild meeting places. There's a level called Bitches, which is a strip club and brothel. Penis Parade, again, but for men. At this, like, on the third level, you're basically in the slums. You'll get shanked either way.
Mm.
Jobs, we can get Quest. Silk Road is the marketplace, and then restrooms. Donut gets drunk. She orders like a Cosmo. Carl gets like a bottle of unlabeled whiskey.
Didn't she get a Dirty Shirley?
She said she wanted to get a dirty Shirley. I'm pretty sure she got. Maybe it was. I just looked. I thought it was a Cosmo and I looked it up. I knew it had vodka because she's like, I don't like the vodka. I do like cherries though.
Yeah, cause she's like, I want what B had, Miss Beatrice. I want. What does that drink, Carl, that she loves? A Dirty Shirley.
Okay, not B.
I don't know if that's accurate though, because like I just remember the Dirty Shirley, but that's where I'm like, it's hard because like the Desperado Club isn't every book.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'm mixing, but I know she gets drunk, and I know because Carl's like, I don't think you should drink. You're a cat, and she's like, cats shouldn't shoot lasers out of their eyes, but here we are.
That's so true. Honestly, valid.
Yeah, and so
She does that thing where I don't like this drink. Slurp. This is terrible. Slurp.
Yep. Every
So
alcoholic drink ever. Slurp.
Carl finally takes it away, and she's talking about. I think one of the recaps comes on, and we see Lucy Amar, who is she can now change shapeshift. She's Lady Skeletor at night. She's still got her dogs, and Donut's looking up at the TV, going Rottweilers, and kind of insults them, compares them to Cocker Spaniels, and badmouths them. Mm-hmm. Mordecai brings over Quint, who is half Djinn. He's got a lot of alchemy stuff, so Carl trades some of his moonshine, the Rev Up moonshine, which is no longer in production, so now it's even more rare, worth more, for like a starter alchemy kit. Yeah, what else I got?
I can't wait for you to get more into. And I did Google that Ellie is in the next one.
Okay.
So.
We did mention earlier one of the at the same time they got the cat tree and books. They get a potion that gives them one randomized earth hobby. So Donut gets Scutelophile, and Carl gets Sesta Punta. Neither of them knows what those do yet.
I don't even know what they fucking do.
So they do some shopping. They find hobgoblins and boomsticks, which is explosives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's run by a hobgoblin, which are like uglier than goblins. They also have really good hearing because Donut insults her from far away, and she's like, "We have really good hearing, so here's what we got. I hope the prices aren't too ugly for you." She's still able to. Donut's able to like charm her with her charisma. Carl does some trading.
I love that when they walk away though, like she insults her again, and from far just like still good hearing. It's great.
So I did notice that Pustule is the owner of Hobgobs and Boomsticks. She'll just be talking, and then just random ass fact that has nothing to do with anything. Sarina also, she's not as crazy, but Carl sees her as crazy. I think she tells a story about like her name was originally something else. If she had stayed within her royal family, she would have been I think it was a Sarina, like as that would be her title. So then Grimaldi gave her that name. So you're no longer royalty, but you can still be your title. So there are multiple characters where it's like they're not on the like they have something loose is like the best way to
and
different levels of crazy.
Yeah, different levels of crazy, but also at the which we'll get to it. There's another character that really shows like the tears and the holes and how quickly they patch this shit together.
Yeah, that would make sense. I kind of had the thought of because they're kind of being reprogrammed over and over. Their memories are degrading over time, but also just if it's very hasty, that would also.
It's like mixing memories almost. Like it gets really feral towards the end.
Nothing to do with the story, but the original movie, The Stepfather, with Terry O'Quinn from like Lost and stuff. His character will like kind of lead this life as a family man. When he realizes his family isn't perfect, he'll kill them and move on to the next one. But there's a really great line where he responds to his wife with like a really kind of off the wall fact, and she's like, "I don't understand. What'd you say?" And so he kind of looks around his surroundings, like, "Wait, who am I here? Like, which lie am I supposed to be living right now?" That's how I see some of the characters.
Mhm.
Like, they're programming them as best they can, but who am I supposed to be in this moment? It's like, ooh, chilling. So they go to maybe at the Desperado Club or a different safe zone. A lady orc comes up to them, and again, Jeff Hayes is really good because she should have the bottom tusks, so he talks with like a speech impediment. Like she's kind of talking like this, and it's so good.
He's so good.
But she goes, "Hey, are you guys, adventurers? Are you on a quest?" And Mordecai goes, "No, fuck off." She gets really sad.
Well, yeah, because he just wants him to just grind this floor and to just avoid all quests because they're behind technically.
Okay.
Yeah, and quests they're going to take you away from grinding, which is kind of the point. Is you'll be stuck at a lower level when you get to the next one.
It's like you get loot and experience, but you know how like in a lot of MMOs and stuff, the quests are the grid. That's what gives you the most experience. However, the side quests normally don't. This is kind of like opposite, where like the monsters give you the most experience, and the side quests will give you better stuff, but maybe not the experience you need.
And because things are timed, you're spending your time talking and trying to gain information rather than just killing and grinding.
And the context is this floor's total length is 8 days. In past seasons, they're usually 30 days.
Oh, okay.
That's how quickly it all is put together.
Yeah. I thought, where'd it go? No, you're good. It's me. I'm the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's gone. So yeah, they find out the orc's name is Gum Gum. She's super sad, and Carl's like, I mean,
oh yeah.
I kind of want to help her. I know it takes away from our questing time or our killing time. So they go to bed, and Carl comes back out.
He sneaks out.
She's gone, but Mordecai is there waiting for him, saying,
"Get the fuck back to sleep." No, he doesn't say that. But
I knew you were gonna do this. Seriously, for once, just take my advice. So Carl goes back to his room. Donut looks down from a cat tree and goes, "So did you talk to her? What'd she say?"
He's like, "You know too." He's like, "Yeah, you're kind of predictable." He's giving very dad, like, "Get back to your bed now." But he doesn't say that, but that's what it feels like. All right, so we're gonna do. There's so much to just go through in this book. I encourage, if you've never read this book, I definitely encourage you to read it or listen to it, however your preferred platform is. But for time, we're just gonna do the next two major points, and then yeah. So the next big point that I remember is them going on the show. I don't remember the show's name. Do you know the show's name that they're going on?
He was ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is ready.
Danger Zone with Ripper Wonton. Who, yes. Even better, the host is a Quokka.
The little
smiley dude. You know
what that is. They're gonna search for this, but and obviously you can fill in the details because I was also in and out. Oh my god, that's so cute! Oh my god, that's the host?
Yeah.
I love that. Well, they have Hecla on the show too, right? So Hecla, Donut, there is Carl, and then there's somebody else.
There's a comedian named Tucker who is human and not funny. Princess Donadia is a squid of some type, and Minasa, who is a Naga, kind of a snake woman, except not really. She's being controlled by a parasite from the Valte Corporation.
Okay, and then, so I remember in the Skull Empire, they send a missile or something where they think Carl and Donut are on their location, and I don't remember exactly what happens, but somehow their information was incorrect, and they ended up blowing up the yacht of his wife, and, No? Not, I thought it was the queen. Because the sun.
Not quite. No, I think I might have misunderstood, but I understand where you're at. So
It's the royal yacht, right?
the show is a little more like a political roundtable. Obviously, Carl and Donut don't know enough about the galaxy universe's politics. So when they're asked questions, they still have like really good answers. Donut's like, I don't know, I'm a cat, which gets a laugh out of the audience. Do you want me to do Carl's a portion of Carl's speech?
Yep, do it.
Um,
Because this is the
closed.
rebel moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're talking about the Skull Empire, which the Maestro from the first book is a part of.
Blurp,
He's actually been
blurp.
Glurp. He's actually been like excommunicated. He's no longer like part of that because of like his failures. If it used to be okay, but it's not okay anymore, then maybe you should do something. Sorry, I should do my Carl voice. If it used to be okay, but it's not okay anymore, then maybe you should do something about it. Don't compare your circumstances with how they were yesterday. Look at how they were years ago. We're supposed to be making this world, the universe, a better place for our children. If it's not better, if you're dealing with cruelty, with neglect, then you should do something about it. So yeah, fuck 'em. Fuck King Rust and his asshole children. If you're unhappy with your government, then kick them out and set up your own, one that represents your people's best interests. And, calls the king a pussy. Minutes later, they're still in, like, boats out on the ocean, like, that's where they're hologramming in from. Everything gets kind of rocked. Carl and Donut come back to the show. I almost said Nagisa, which is a different character from a different franchise. Minasa doesn't come back, the snake woman. And they break in with breaking news, her boat was attacked. Now we did it. I'm just jumping back a little bit. Before they go on the show, they're investigating Gum Gum the orc. They find her dead. But before that, they do accept a quest from her. She's finding dead sex workers all around town, and no one seems to care.
That's the quill.
Yeah, so then they find Gum Gum's body with a note on it they can't read. They go on this... they're getting ready to go on the show, and they decide, hey, we're going to do some grinding. Well, they find a whole bunch of undead creatures and get covered in gore. So when they go to a production trailer, this is super fancy, and they have that machine that cleans them all in seconds. We find out that Minasa's trailer was attacked. That was supposed to be Carl and Donut's trailer, but she gave up hers that has the fancy shower because they needed it. So someone was trying to attack Carl and Donut, but they killed Minasa instead. Then Prince Stalwart from the Skull Empire, Maestro's brother, puts out a statement saying, by this point, Carl and Donut are dead because they suck. Carl figures out that's pre-recorded because that's not what happened. Eddie probably.
Okay.
Because also, didn't Maestro get killed too?
Valte, in response to their stuff being attacked, did attack another ship. So they allegedly killed Maestro and their mom. So like the queen.
There you go. So that's the full thing. So yes. So that was retaliatory.
And Carl is wondering if this is some kind of setup. Like, if Carl and Donut get killed, great. Because that information is out there if you know where to look on the internet, the outer net. I don't know.
The outer net. I love that.
But if not, then they have just... Valte is now attacking the Skull Empire. Valte now cannot... They don't have the time to go after Borant for their, the debt that they have. And Borant has more time to get the money. So he's wondering if this is all, a setup. Too far ahead. Yeah, so then they go back to
I think this
world.
is also where Hecla asks Carl to pick up Katya to help train her, because she's level 9.
Yeah, she's part of Brynhild's daughters, but Brynhild? Her level is too low, and hey, could you just help her grind? You seem to be good people.
Because they're closer to her than Hecla is.
And Donut's like, yeah, we can do that.
And I'm for real at this part, I'm Donut's gonna do something so sus to Katya. I don't even know, but I was so sus. But this is another growing moment, because they do end up finding Katya. And, I'll say she does play a small role in this book, but they find Katya. She does not look right when they find her. Like, her eyes are up here, her jaws are disformed. She's a shapeshifter, but she has to manually shift her body into what she thinks something looks like, so it hurts very much.
That's crazy.
She's
Yeah.
a doppelganger. Like
Doppelganger.
Okay.
it says that she's human, but no, she needs to like form her face. But also, I think the mirror in the bathroom won't work on her, or there is no mirror, so she is doing the best she can.
Yeah,
with what
there's
she's got.
mirrors, but there's something with the mirrors that
Yeah.
don't let her do it, because she returns to her normal state when she's in the bathrooms and somewhere else.
And it's only on this floor because Carl had a piece of a shard of mirror from the gym on the second level that works on her, so she can use that to kind of fix her face a little bit.
Mhm.
And also, again, Jeff Hayes doing like a little impediment because her mouth isn't quite right.
Yeah, her jaw is like fucked up.
But then when she fixes it, it's like it's normal again.
Yeah. But yeah, so they find Katya, they get her into a safe room, and I don't think there's really much more with Katya other than he's like, "Oh God, you're level 9," and towards the end he will put he'll put her in responsible for the detonator. But skipping ahead of all that, after finding Katya, they're trying to figure out what's going on with the
Sex workers.
sex workers. Yeah, and I do love this because like there's one worker that because like the quest isn't to put an end to it, it's find out what happened. That's the quest.
Just investigate. Like you don't even
Mhm.
have to like solve it, fix it, just investigate it.
And I don't know the first name, but I think it's Mayor Quill. Are they skyfowls too, like them, and
they're in a settlement full of skyfowls. They are in Carl and Donut are in a safe room. They're looking at that mysterious note, and they're looking at it. It's got blood stained on it from Gum Gum, and Carl says, "We'll figure out who did this. Like we are going to complete this quest for Gum Gum." And a body hits the roof. When they see it the next day, it's got scrawled in its back, "No, you won't."
That's insane work.
So they go to the magistrate of the Skyfowl, but they can only talk to Miss Quill, the assistant, who is just a big fan of Beanie Babies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what can I continue on from there?
Yes, well, yeah, so like all I remember really is like I read it, but I don't remember the full gist, but I know I know Carl kills the magistrate and Quill, and then he gets the whole title shift of he's the magistrate of the Skyfall, so he owns the city technically now. So the overcity, he's the magistrate of it. Not that they even really pay too much attention to the magistrate there. Like they don't do anything the magistrate fucking says. So like Carl, it's just a title at that point and maybe a loot box. I think he thought that Quill was the ringleader of the sex workers, because what they were doing is one of the women, they dragged her. I think she was supposed to go have fun in like the hunting grounds, and an elf promised her to go, that they were going to take her to the hunting grounds. Instead, a bunch of women got put into this room and they were taken by Quill.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn into monsters that do their bidding at night. And that's a whole funny portion. She's like, Carl's like, "You're a prostitute?" And she's like, "Yeah, and if you got a problem with it, fuck you. I've stabbed men for less."
Well,
and I love that whole thing, because like it's another situation like Heather, where she's like, just kill me, because I will just turn into another monster at the end of the night, and I don't want that. But he's trying to get the story out of her as to like why this started, like everything like that. And then he does end up finding, I think it's Quill's husband.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he...
Remax.
Yeah, Remax. He was he died. He was necromanced back to the living, and he has this soul crystal, and anytime somebody dies, their soul powers this mana.
And that powers all the like town guards.
Yeah, and it powers everything. So think of where he is. It's like a beacon. Like there's like the top of the tower is like a beacon. So Carl and Donut find him. They're like, "Tell us your story." This is where it gets kind of like his memories and mind is all mixed up. He's like, "By sunrise, we're all going to be gone. Like it's going to be all over by sunrise." Like,
but then he's backtracking. Like, no, I can't say that. Like, I can't. Like, that's not part of the storyline, or I'm not allowed to say that. as he's trying to say it.
And he's like, oh, this is what I finally can tell the story, and I can be done, type thing. So it's very like creepy. And now you can fill in gaps here if I can't remember, but there's something with the soul crystal that's about maybe the soul crystal where it's about to like explode in like the general area. And by the way, before they came in, Carl rigged the fucking tower with so much dynamite because they expected this to be a massive boss. And so they give Katya the thing. She's like, don't give me that. And Katya used to be an art teacher, so she's like this gentle, like, were they from Iceland?
Yeah.
So they're from Iceland. So she's like this little art teacher, like they're in her 30s. And she's timid. She's like, don't give me that. And he's like, you gotta press it if we don't come back, essentially. If we die, you gotta just press it.
It's also an insurance, so like they gotta talk to the boss. Maybe he can get out of it.
He's
if
like,
he
don't
knows...
blow me up, please don't blow me up. So yeah, the AI announces that there's gonna be a mass explosion in the area, and this is where my memory gets iffy, because I think Carl tries to bring the soul crystal into his inventory to pause the
timer,
but he does something else. I think it's like a glass case, but him and Donut stay there together, and they're going to die because of this explosion. Like, I think it's an attempt to save everybody else.
Yeah, so the soul crystal is going to explode just from, being overpowered, damaged, whatever. Carl can't put it into his inventory, but one of the other scenes that we kind of jumped over was they found a super rare Beanie Baby inside a glass case.
Yes.
When they exploded the room, it's like the only thing that survived.
Mm.
So they realized this glass case is overpowered, it's magical. So they take the Beanie Baby out, stuffs it in his inventory, and he's able to put the soul crystal into the glass case. Then he can't put that in his inventory.
Mm.
The AI says, like, nice try, trying to get around it, but we thought of that.
Mm.
So yeah, they're accepting the end, and you want to say when...
So they have like this cute little moment together, because like they're both about to. He's like, I'm sorry, I should have told you my plan before I got you dragged into this. And she's like, Carl, once you have a plan, there's no stopping you. And we're like kind of in this together. And they have like, you find out almost that Carl's crawlers can become NPCs.
Okay.
The remix was a crawler. He called himself a tenor, which you like audibly you think is like musical, but no, he got to level 10.
Yeah. So he was a crawler that became an NPC. And Donut's like, Carl, I don't want to be an NPC. And then she's like, and just so you know, like, I'm not like crazy. Like, I know Miss Beatrice is, I know she's dead. Because he gets really concerned that she's holding on the hope. Because they gift her a picture of Beatrice at one point, and he's really worried about her like mental state with that. But he's like, I know. That
When they're on the talk show, someone asks if Bea is still alive, are you gonna leave Carl to go back to her? And Donut says, oh no, we're gonna like just fight as a team. We're gonna be a family again. But she says, like, I know she's gone, but
yeah,
the bomb is gonna explode, a certain radius. So 80 crawlers in that vicinity are going to die. The exact moment that the timer goes off, Carl puts it in his inventory, and it stops the explosion. But he takes it out, it's all over. Like, it will explode. So yeah, they kind of beat the system, and AI says, everyone say thank you, Carl, but not really, because now we got something else for you.
Explosion number 2.
Remix is going to explode, but that is the first one was a physical explosion. This one's a magic explosion. So they need to get out of the blast zone, but it comes in 4 waves. Each has a different outcome. Like one of them,
the
magical.
First one takes the magical properties away.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the other ones do. I just know that eventually, like, they're running away from it, and they're literally stripping because their magical items are hurting them.
They have the ability to hurt them now. The second phase is offensive weapons will attack the player. The third one is defensive will attack the player. So, and then they don't know what the fourth one will do. So yeah, Carl's running around with his dangly bits dangling.
Yeah, he strips off. Donut doesn't want to take off her tiara, but he's like, you literally have to. So
I don't think I mentioned it. It's a fleeting item, so if she takes it off, she's still in line for that blood salt in it, but another crawler
Oh.
has the chance to pick it up and also be added to that.
Oh, got it.
Note
Okay.
that for later.
But she tries to take it off. It disintegrates in her paws because I think that's the fourth burst. Is it'll destroy anything still equipped. Like, it can be in your inventory and you're totally fine, but if it's still on your person at this point, it disintegrates and it's gone forever.
Oh.
So she's still on the hook, but it can't be like transferred.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then so yeah, they're running. They get in. They do get down below into the next floor, and so Carl's just naked, and you can feel because I know they go on another talk show or something after.
Once
And
they reach the next floor, they're going on Adept.
Yeah, I didn't re-listen to that. So, but I know he makes a loincloth out of toilet paper, and because what? Oh, this is where Mongo is appalled comes in because she's seeing his dick. And...
No, that was when they first met Serena.
Oh, really?
He has an erection, Mordecai. It was very inappropriate. Mongo's appalled.
Okay, that's crazy. Oh yeah, so because Donut freaks out by seeing like just not freaks out, but it's like Carl, like I literally like what are you doing standing there naked?
They can't use the inventory when they're in like production stuff,
Mm.
for safety reasons. So he can't just re-equip his boxers.
Yeah, so he makes a loincloth out of toilet paper and goes on the show. But you can film the show because I totally I didn't re-listen to get to that far.
Yeah, I got some stuff there. Anything here?
I love that me trying to be organized became more chaotic in the end.
I think that's mostly where they meet Tiger Man, Batista.
Oh yeah, Batista. Okay, a side note, Batista, he is the additional member of the crawlers that they found dead by the lemurs, and Carl messed up his quest by killing Quill and the magistrate, and he's like, it's cool. And then Carl's like, yeah, I killed everybody in the circus because the circus is torn. Then not killed everybody in the circus, but basically he's the reason. Yeah, so finished the circus thing. It got torn down. And then he's just like, we'll call this even, basically.
Well, he says, I owe you. So now he has a favor from both. Well, it might be from Batista and Hecla, although Batista is the one that told him about the stairway that they end up using. So he may still have a favor.
Yeah.
And he's like a Tiger Man, so...
They call him like I think they make a reference to like the cat, the superhero cats, the...
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Like a rejected Thundercat.
Mm-hmm.
Something I did want to just bring up real quick. Donut thinks that he looks terrible as a Tiger Man. They know that Katya is a doppelganger, but they didn't quite tell her exactly what that entails. And then there's one of Batista's family members was a tree person. So Carl starts to think, like, are there some guys out there giving them bad... And then Frank Q, like, their guy told them, you need to kill people to, like, level up. So are there some rogue guild leaders out there giving people bad advice? Like, is Mordecai on the up and up? And I have also put together, did making him a manager rather than a guild leader break him of that spell? Like, if he was still their guild leader, would he be trying to screw them over because that's what the system's trying to do? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. But then also, Carla said, like, the system AI is fucking up a lot. Like, Katya's a doppelganger, but it says she's a human. Some of the characters acting, like, really crazy, and there's a couple other things that don't fully make sense. Like, it's glitching, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get to the show, and right before they walk through the door to Odette's show, he tells Katya to hit that detonator. It might not work. It's magic. Magic is really funky because of the spell bursting right now. But hit it anyway. Let's see what happens. And everyone involved with that whole area should have gotten a platinum box.
Oh, yeah.
But Borant blocked it, saying,
they're
like...
supposed to get celestial boxes.
Yes.
But, that was, yeah.
Which are super huge.
Best boxes ever.
The best.
No.
But Boren blocks it. It goes to court and gets overturned, but Boren gets like one overrule a season, so they use it to block everyone from getting these special boxes.
Is it because they didn't want to pay the taxes on it or something? They
didn't
want to pay the fees for it.
Yeah, they are highly expensive. The most given out at one time was 18, or like for one floor was 18. This would have been 83. But one person is able to open their box, and only that one person. Luckily, though, that detonator does go off, and Carl, Donut, Katya get the experience. So I know they are like 26, 27. Katya jumps from level 9 to 21.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And she's not used to being on a talk show. She's very uncomfortable, but she rolls.
They let her on that one.
Yeah, she rolls with it. I think Mongo's there too because he's chill now.
Do they let Mongo on?
I think so.
Okay, good.
So yeah, Carl laughs because he's saying like we're screwed no matter what we do, and it's just obvious that Borant is not. They're playing by the rules just outside the lines, and I'm sure it's going to come back to bite them in the ass. But then they get to the leaderboard. Like as of right now, these are unofficial, the top players. Lucia Mar, who has the 2 dogs, Hecla, Pripotente, Florin, Miriam Dom. She has a bunch of goats. She's only been mentioned as the woman who walked in with 15 goats and kept them alive for a good long time.
Mm-hmm.
Carl, Donut, Ifechi, we don't know who he is yet. Lee Jun, who is one of the other panelists from the Maestro show.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is El Megib, the 99-year-old woman from the Meadowlark group.
Ellie McGibbons!
She is the 10th biggest player right now. Where's it going with this?
They're probably like, what the hell? Like, that's all their brain is like, what the hell? McGibbon, she's 99!
Yeah, Brandon messages at some point saying, yeah, we're still trying to pick the class, because if they can choose a different, or the race, if they can choose a different race, a lot of their problems will get healed. Like, they can walk, their memories are intact, but a lot of them don't want to change. They don't want to change who they are, which is a big problem.
Oh.
Imagine your age changes. You're probably like...
Your age, you're like...
Yeah, like you're rejuvenating, basically. Because think of me, like 30-something. If I became an elf, I'd be a baby.
Yeah.
Which also leads into Daniel Batista at one point. He's regretting changing into a tiger because he says, how can we get into heaven if God doesn't recognize us?
Oh
my god. I forgot about that. That's deep as shit.
Yeah. So the show ends, and Odette's like, hey, Carl, I want to talk to you alone for a second. And she says that she feels like Hecla is playing some kind of game. Like,
oh yeah,
she wants Katya to level up and stuff, but Odette feels like Hecla is aiming to get Donut on her team because then she gets more as a manager.
By Hecla.
Yeah, I mean, she's a Norse Amazonian woman who is the second biggest player right now. She doesn't think Katya's in on it, but just, hey, stay on your toes. Because I don't know what's going to happen after this. No one knows what's going to happen.
It's like basically don't trust anybody until you know their motives.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says that in the first one, so he comes back with like, hey, what's your motive? Why are you telling me all this? And she was basically, you are like super valuable right now. I got you when you were cheap because you were like popular. You did some crazy ass things. So I'm trying to keep my ratings up, just, being honest here. And then in the leaderboard, there are also numbers next to everyone's, like, here's their race and class, here's their level right now. And Carl asks, what are those numbers next to all our names? Oh, that's your bounty.
They get bounties when they're on the leaderboard.
Yeah. So, like, I'm giving you this information because I want you alive. Not because, I like you and stuff, but it's for my own purposes. I'm just being honest here, which...
Worth money.
I think that's where it ends.
Yep. Nice. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I was like, it's going to be so fresh for him, too, if you read this all the way through.
I read it twice in 1 week because I'm like, oh shit, we just recorded the last one last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I have 7 days to read the second one, so I was able to get through it
yeah, I was reading
twice.
Re-listening to it in normal speed, which is why the first half was more detailed, because I was listening to it at, like, normal speed, but then I'm like, I'm not even halfway done, I have to double speed this. Because I'm like, gosh, there's so much, but it's phenomenal. I will say, right now, I feel like every book just gets better, but I will say the third book, it's a point of contention because a lot of people do not agree, but I think the third book is still one of my favorites. There's
nice.
So much, like, character growth and stuff in book 3.
Yeah, because, like, I can't speak to that.
Well, yeah, I was also seeing if I had anything else to add, because I talked about, like, the glitches and
Oh, the AI still loves him, and I legitimately think the AI is just in Carl, like, a toxic relationship. I'm not even kidding. I'm like fully convinced the AI is really into Carl.
I think it's just a fetish thing, but you know, could go either way.
That's what I mean. Like, still, just like really, like the person you should not be
Obsessed.
dating.
Toxic relationship, absolutely. I mean, it's basically do what I want. You know, it's a kind of a sugar daddy situation. Like, keep them piggies out, and I'll keep giving you some good shit.
He's being so objectified.
Yeah.
Poor Carl.
Poor baby.
Wong.
I don't want to be objectified.
Sexy baby. Alrighty. With that, I'm gonna remind the yappers to keep on yapping.
Yeah, yap it out, guys.
I don't practice dungeon crawling. My name ain't Carl. I'm yapping with my co-host, and I enjoy it all.
The fact that you just pulled that out of your ass right here, right now, beautiful. Beautiful work.
I'm pretty good with, like, if I'm coming up with a song on the fly, or just, you know, kind of a parodying a song that has nothing to do with the original in a non Weird Al way. I think I can usually, like, hit the syllable.
Yeah.
I had another one on hand, but I didn't write it down, so I'll need to come up with it before the next one.
You got this.
You
Our
got
bard,
this.
the bard of our group.
Bye.
Bye.